Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Rant. Happy St. Patty's Day to all you Irish folk out there. Maybe a leprechaun will come up and kiss you on the lips and give you a pot of gold. And then, well, anyway, today on the Rant, we've got a couple topics to discuss. I'm going to be discussing texting and driving. Also going to be bringing up a little bit of political correctness here. Politically correct. This show is beyond politically correct, let me tell you that. And, yeah, I'm a little bit wired up. I've got my not-so-Irish coffee here. I say not-so-Irish because it just has Bailey's Irish cream in it. And, you know, it's got the Bailey's Irish cream in it, and, you know, it's not so Irish. I don't drink whiskey anymore. I'm on the wagon these days, and might have a beer tonight to celebrate St. Patty's Day, because an Irish man without a beer on St. Patty's Day is like, you know, a car without wheels, you know. But, just wanted to mention, there are a couple things that hit the world news this week. One of them is Pope Francis. Yeah, Pope Francis. We got a brand new Pope sitting in Rome. I wonder if he drinks Irish coffee. I don't know. I have no idea. But he's probably sitting back going, Happy St. Patty's Day, everyone. Pope Francis is from Argentina, and he made his first official address to his congregation this week. Last night, as a matter of fact, about 10 o'clock a.m. Italy time. And, you know, I think that his message to his congregation is a message that we need to all take into consideration. And that message is don't condemn people. You know, it's easy to do. We all do it. But, you know, this show here is about opinion. It's not about condemning one person or another. You know, if you disagree with my opinion, just say something. Type it in that little nice little chat box underneath the damn post and say, hey, I disagree with you on this position, or I disagree with you on that position. And that's fine. If you disagree with me, then that's what the show is about. It's about starting discussion. We have 96 views in total of the rant. 96 views. We're growing. 14 likes on Facebook. That's great. Thank you. And thank you all for such a wonderful turnout, and I hope I can live up to this because it's been a good show. Last week's show was pretty damn good. 19 views though. It's kind of down from week 1 and week 2, but this week the rant is officially a month old. So that's a milestone. That's a big milestone. So with that, let's go play.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh.
What a nice, neat, and interesting device these things are. A smartphone. I got my N7 up here. You know what that means? Nothing unless you're a Mass Effect fan. But this is a really great tool. It's an awesome tool. I love having my cell phone available, and I love being able to go out on lunch and say, hey, how you doing, to my wife, or maybe text a friend that I hadn't talked to in a while. And I don't text very often. I very rarely text. But it's a good little tool. If you get stranded out on the road somewhere, you can call for assistance. If you're late running home from work, you can call for assistance. If you're having any difficulty whatsoever, you can call for assistance. I'm taken back to a story I heard. Girl was going to go to the mall in Dayton, Ohio, and she was going to meet a friend of hers there. And she got in her car, and she's driving to Dayton, and she's texting back and forth to somebody that she likes, and she took her eyes off the road once too many. Went across traffic, Interstate 75, and went one-on-one with a semi-truck. She didn't survive. She's killed on the highway, having a conversation on her cell phone by texting. Her friend waited for a while and heard the sirens going down that side of 75 and didn't realize that her friend wasn't coming. A couple of incidents that happened to me. It was 2007. I was on my way to work at a place called Walden Security, Knoxville, Tennessee. I was working for the Knox Utilities Board, driving a patrol truck. But on my way to work, my 2005 Dodge Neon, I was sideswiped at a green light when a lady was distracted on her cell phone. She had a passenger in the car, and she had 3 kids. She didn't see the light turn red. As a result, I was late to work and was carless for a couple of days until I could get a rental car. Well, they repaired my car, and a few months later, February 2008, I went to go pick my wife up. It was Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day! Right? We were in stop traffic. The traffic going downtown Knoxville, Tennessee was stopped. I wasn't rolling. But the traffic leaving downtown was moving at a crawl. A red Dodge pickup truck signaled that he was going into the middle lane when a black car came flying down through there at 45 miles per hour. Guess what the driver was doing? She was talking on her cell phone. Isn't that wonderful? She nicked the back of the pickup truck, went flying up into the air. Her back bumper hit my windshield. She flew down the side of my 2005 Neon, down the car behind us, down the car behind that, and ended up on the hood of a Jeep Cherokee. 45 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone when traffic was crawling. Because she was talking on her cell phone. Hey, great, wonderful, outstanding. Moved back to Ohio in October of 2008 after a brief stint in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I didn't have the Neon at the time. I was driving a Buick Century. And this happened around 2009 time frame. March. My wife and I had decided we were going to take a trip down to Cincinnati to a place called Micro Center, which is basically like a Comp USA. If any of you still remember what a Comp USA is. A big computer software store. It had snowed the night before, but temperatures were around 50 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning when we were making our trip, and a car stopped suddenly in front of us. We stopped, and the guy behind us, who was texting on his cell phone, rear-ended us. Totaled my car. My only source of transportation at that point in time. I ended up driving a VW Bug. And, that was kind of interesting because I don't like Volkswagen Bugs that much. Bugs are meant to be crushed under my foot, not driven. But all three of my accidents were caused by cell phone usage. Earlier this week, my buddy Julio, who's still looking for a car, by the way, so if you get a chance, this is my plug for him. If you get a chance, share his page. He needs help, and just like the rest of us, he needs help. And if you've got the money, please donate. If you don't, then don't. I understand that. But I wanted to go over some statistics about texting and driving, about talking on your cell phone and driving. At 55 miles per hour, 4.6 seconds, your car will travel the length of a football field. The length of a football field. That's 100 yards. 55 miles per hour. In 2009, 5,474 people were killed while texting and driving. 448,000 people were injured in cell phone related incidents. Talking or texting on your cell phone increases chances 8 to 23 times of causing an accident. Those killed 995 involved reports of cell phone usage, 18% in distraction related charges. Your reaction time while talking or texting on your cell phone gives you the reaction time of a 70-year-old. A 70-year-old man. Who does this the most? Well, according to reports, 16 to 24-year-old people are more likely to text and drive. 1/5 of the adult population on the roads today are texting and driving. This is a serious, serious offense. You know, they talk about drinking and driving. You know, you shouldn't drink and drive because you're distracted. You don't have any reaction time. They'll throw a drunk driver in prison. They'll throw a drunk driver in prison for years and years and years and years and years. Especially if he kills somebody on the road. My opinion is this. If you're gonna text and drive, if you're gonna talk on your cell phone and drive, the penalties need to be stiffer. You're still playing with a loaded weapon, and that weapon is your car. Be the one to damn drive over into the other lane. Maybe you'll take out a busload of kids. Maybe you'll take out a church group going to some church function. Maybe you'll take out your mom and dad. Hey! This offends me. There are rules going into place right now about texting and driving, and you hardly see those rules enforced until it is too late. And you got these people. It will never happen to me. Boom! Oh, wow, it did. I understand some people can multitask, and some people have driven very successfully for years and years and years without causing an accident while texting and driving. And that's great, you know, I understand. You don't feel like anything's wrong with this, but it is. It's wrong. You know, this is something that shouldn't happen. I'm for applications to be made for cell phone usages. If you're going over 55 miles per hour by the GPS on your cell phone, if you're going over a certain speed limit, your cell phone shuts off automatically. You can't turn it on. You can't unlock it until you are slowed down to zero, to nothing. For longer than a minute. I say longer than a minute because you'll have people turning their cell phones on while they're sitting there waiting for the red light, and that's one thing that pisses me off. You see someone texting on their phone at a red light, and it changes green, and you're still sitting there going, it's time to go. Honk, honk. Get the fuck out of the way. You know, we need to be smarter. You know, freedom comes responsibility, and responsibility, you know, your cell phone usage is not a right. You don't have a right to cell phone. Ask the damn child molester down the street if he's got the right to use a cell phone. He's going to tell you, nah, I don't have the right to use a cell phone because I molested little kids. They can take that away from you like they can take away your driving privileges. Go back to driver's ed. You know, driving is not a right either. It's a privilege. They can take that away from you. Let's be smart when we're out there on the road. We need to be safe. We want to go home the way we came, with all fingers and toes. It's safety. I'm very big on safety too, so you're not going to catch me, texting while I'm driving. Usually my wife's in the car. If I get a text, she'll pick it up and say, hey, what do you want to answer? Well, tell them yay or tell them nay. She'll also talk on the phone for me if I'm driving. And if I receive a call while I'm driving, hey, I'm going to have to get back with you. I try not to stay on very long because I don't want to be one of these guys that goes over and kills somebody or kills myself, I'm too young to die this old, So let's be smart about it. Let's get some common sense out there. We don't need to text and drive. We don't need to cause an accident. And, I want to see everybody who likes our show, who watches our show. I want to see everybody eventually and shake their hand and say, hey, thanks. Thanks for watching us. And, that's my rant. Hope you like it. If you don't, too bad. You ever go up to a foreigner and say, hey, I'm an American? You ever go overseas and say, they ask you where you're from and go, I'm from America? You ever hear someone say, he's an American, or she's an American? Me? I'm not just an American. I'm a United States citizen. Someone from Canada is an American. They're a North American. Someone from the United States is a North American. Someone from Mexico is a Central American. Someone from Argentina, someone from Brazil, they are South Americans. Someone from the Caribbean is an island American. Because that's what they call North and South and Central America and the islands that are there in the Caribbean. They call them the Americas. If you're from Cuba, you are a Cuban American. But no, U.S. citizens all the time, oh, I'm an American. This is America. We don't want Mexicans coming up through our border because they're not Americans. They're Mexicans. No, they're Central Americans. They are Mexican citizens. They are Mexican Americans. Anybody born in the United States of America, anybody born in the United States of America, let me say that again, anybody born in the United States of America is a Native American. We are native to North America. If you're black, if you're white, if you're Asian, doesn't matter what your ancestry is. You are an American from the North America. In the country of the United States, or in the country of Canada, or in the country of Mexico, you are a Native American. You are from the Americas. We put too many stereotypes out there, people. We put too many labels out there that don't need to be. It's a form of racial divide. We're trying to get rid of racism here. We're trying to annihilate racism here. It's never going to happen. I mean, too many people have their different varying viewpoints. But if you take a person of color who was born here in America, whether it be one of the big cities or whether it be out in one of the small cities, and you put that person in Africa, this so-called African American, they're going to get eaten by lions or killed by gorillas or whatever you want to, whatever dangerous things they have in Africa, because they don't know. They've never been there. So how can you call that person an African American? If you take a Mexican American born citizen and take him down to Central America, no, he's a North American. He's never been to Central America. He's a U.S. citizen. He's never been to Central America. He's not going to be able to understand, laws and traditions. Not unless he's been there before and he's been taught by his parents or whatever. This is something that we need to get rid of here. We need to understand the difference of being a person born here in the North American continent, the Central American continent, or the South American continent. We need to understand that we are native here. We're not native anywhere else. Well, the Native American Indians, well, those are the true natives. Those are, Australia calls the true natives of that country Aborigines because they are original to that area. Just like Aboriginal American. Alright? They were originally here when we first started to settle. Whether they're from some other country or not, who cares? The idea is, for this rant, is basically, hey, look, let's get past all this. Let's forget it. Let's throw it out the window. Let's start over again. You want to be politically correct. Hey, I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm proud U.S. citizen. I'm a proud U.S. citizen. But I'm also a North American. Now, if I was born in Europe, or if I was born in Britain, or if I was born in Russia, then I'd be, if I moved to America and became a naturalized citizen of Canada or the United States or whatever, then I'd be, hey, I'm a Russian American. I was born in Russia. I emigrated to one of the Northern American countries. I'm a Russian American. Or I moved from Britain to the United States. I'm a British American. If you move from Africa to the United States, then you're an African American because you were born in another country and you came over to America. You came over to the United States. You came over to Canada. You came over to Central America. You came over to South America. That makes more sense. But to label a whole entire group, yeah, I'm an African American. You're an idiot. You were born here in the United States. You couldn't survive over in Africa. I know you couldn't survive over in Africa. I've been to Kenya. I know what Kenya is like. And they say the rest of Africa is just as bad in certain places. And I'm not trying to be insulting here. I'm not trying to throw insults out to other countries, because you want to know something? Other countries have the maturity that we Americans in the United States of America don't have. They have some common sense. They're taught when they're little, hey, look, you need to learn respect. There is no such thing as politically correct. And I'm going to tell you why there's no such thing as politically correct. Because somewhere, sometime in your life, you are going to say something that offends somebody else, even if you tiptoe around the subject. You wanted a rant? You got a rant. Have a nice day. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed today's rant, and looking forward to seeing you guys again next week. Uh, Next week, still planning the show, so I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but it might be something interesting, and I hope you all can watch it. Please watch me on YouTube or come to the Rant page on Facebook and press like if you like it. And please make this more of an interactive experience. Leave a comment or two. You know, I'd love to hear what y'all have to think of the rant, and I'd love to hear what y'all have to say about some of the commentary that I make. And through discussion, we all get stronger. We all get knowledge, and that's one of the reasons that we have a show like this is, you know, I want to know what you're thinking. And let's have a meaningful discussion. And hey, maybe you'll prove me wrong, you know. And then again, maybe I'll convince you that I'm right. So, hey, have a good St. Patrick's Day. If you're going to drink, do it responsibly. Don't drive. Don't text and drive. Don't be an African American and drive. Well, you can do that. I'm just kidding. Kidding right there. But have a very blessed day, and we hope to see you again next week. Bye.
Dink.